Good morning, everyone. Hope you can hear me properly today. Yesterday we were facing lot of issues. I will try to fix that one, but unable to fix. So let's utilize this time and we'll start. So, do you have any list of items which I need attention first so that we can cover those points and then we can proceed further? So I hope you can understand how to write our custom code activity and what is the use of those custom code activity. I have explained you how to write basic custom code which I can register under custom code activity, and we can call that custom code activity from workflow. And if we want to pass some input parameter from custom code activity, we can pass those parameters, and we can pass, even though we can pass those input parameter dynamically from dynamic CRM related entity also. So if you have any questions, any confusion related to that one, let me know. Otherwise, today we will cover that custom action. We already covered custom code activity, which we already utilize under workflow. Right? Good morning, everyone. Can you ask him to join quickly? We mostly covered all the topics related to the plugins, plugin execution pipeline, pre-image, post-image, how we have to add pre-image component, how we have to add filter conditions, and the use of secured and unsecured configuration, how to pass those parameters, and even how to get those information. If you have any query, any confusion, so let me know, add your query under relevant that uploaded video, and then we can proceed further. Otherwise, I thought like you don't have any issues and we can proceed further. Devesh, do you have any issue related to the C plugin code, console? You know, how smartly we have to debug, that is your quality. Ekoti, good morning. I hope you are utilizing this recorded session. And now I know you have more understanding, good understanding related to the CRM, but you have to utilize this session so that you can grab more information in terms of practical experience. And even if you don't, if you want to crack your interview, so if you recently take 2 or 3 interview, so you understand like some of the questions are common in all the interviews, and mostly 50% you will get interview questions from plugin side even. So I have recently seen one post from one of my friend. So he telling like interviewer asking question with the help of chat gpt and candidate also giving answer from with the help of chat gpt. So both the areas are common. If you are taking help from chat gpt and preparing for questions, top 50 questions, top 25 questions, and even answer and questions you can get from the chat gpt, list down those questions and try to solve at least 5 or 10 every day. So if you spend 10 to 15 days, so almost, if you try to cover those questions answer, uh, whatever even ChatGPT is giving, maybe you are good to go for your interview preparation. If you have more experience, more exposure, maybe you may have some real time scenario based questions, but some of the real time scenario based question you can answer only if you have practical exposures. It is not like you are utilizing only whatever ChatGPT is giving. Mostly asked on plugins and security role, right? That's the reason. I think we already covered security roles. Yes or no? If no, maybe I can give you one or two more detail, that session, which will cover the basic. I think teams and security role related I already covered. So if you want to check something especially for security role, like how it's work in dynamic CRM, so you may get more ideas. But main thing is how you are expressing whatever you have. Sometimes, problem is that even you, right, I remember they ask about business unit related. Yeah, those part of the teams and even business unit and even the security roles, if you seriously taken those videos, whatever we already covered, so you can easily complete those, and you can easily handle those questions and answers, right? So now we will cover today's topic, which is related to custom action. I hope we have created one custom action. Let me share my screen. Yeah, my help is always for everyone, but maybe if you are utilizing this session and you get some, you know, more information, I'm not telling like you are getting very good hike now in a day, but at least you can start your career. Maybe it will take some time to reach into a good package, but at least you can start with the help of those my uh, initiation. So at least you can handle your day to day, your task, your basic terminology, like what to do, what they are asking, and how we are responding. Because till the time you are not able to understand the terminology of dynamic CRM, like if someone say, hey, can you create one BPF? So BPF, so you should know what is the use of BPF, how to create that BPF, and all. And even if they are sharing one requirement, and you are able to understand like this requirement we can achieve with the help of JavaScript, business rule, or at least plugin, or maybe custom code activity. So one suggestion I would like to give you: before initializing or before initiating your development task, just do impact analysis, research on that specific requirement or topic, maybe with the help of AI itself. What to do, why we are doing this implementation, what is the use of this implementation, and if we are implementing this requirement, what is the use, who will use these features. If you got all those information, you can easily understand the end customer requirement, and you can easily, or if you can easily understand the requirement and you can give the better solution. Some of the conditions I have seen, like they are just listening, hey, we have to do this particular activity. They are simply try to implement that one. They are even not checking if is there any other JavaScript or any other dependent component is there. If suppose someone say, hey, just hide this particular field, so they are just going to create a business rule. They are not checking is there any dependent JavaScript also there. And even sometimes I have seen they are try to create a new JavaScript function in a new JavaScript web resource. Even if they are having any existing one JavaScript, two JavaScript, three JavaScript, they are not caring about it. They just need to create, they are just simply saying, hey, this requirement I have implemented, but it is working. What is the end goal here? End goal here is the implementation. That is not the right implementation. You have to check, you have to properly do the impact analysis. If is there any JavaScript function or any JavaScript code is written, just try to implement the existing code only itself. Try to get the latest code from the PR or any repo site. If they are maintaining any repo, try to follow the company norms, like how to process that requirement, and try to build your implementation with the help of initial days in your any team members, so that you have to follow the process whatever they are following. Otherwise what happen, you can tell, hey, I have implemented and even it is working, but I have not followed the process because I don't know how to proceed further. So first initiation is that you have to understand how they are doing their day-to-day activities, how they are following their ALM process. ALM process means application lifecycle management, or whatever they are doing with the help of their process. We have to follow their process. So this is the solution that we have created last time. I'm trying to open that solution so that we can check what is the use of. Okay, so here, so we have created one custom action. Suppose this is the, okay, we try to execute this one with the help of REST builder, right? Okay, now what to do? Let's try to create one JavaScript function and try to execute that one inside. Now we have time. So let's try to create one function where we will try to execute a custom action. So what we are trying to achieve, we are not calculating here, but how we have to achieve that one, I will tell you. Suppose if we want to check the civil score for a candidate, what we need, where we have to implement actually that one. Suppose if I want to get the civil score for a person, it could be a contact individual person and it could be a company also. But we try to implement that one from a contact entity. So how to achieve that one? So I can create a button here. You know how to create a button because we already covered this particular session, these particular topics. Like, okay, let's try to create a ribbon only. This is the solution. Ribbon only, and try to create a default publisher here. We'll try to add a metadata only, not any single component. Add existing contact. Let's do it quickly. Okay, clear all the objects, include table metadata. Okay, one thing, try to search what happen if we are try to add table metadata, and what happen if we are not adding table metadata. This is your homework. Okay, let's try to use, what is the use of, what is the name of the tools which we need to create the button in customization? You remember or not? Let me check how many people you remember. One minute, one minute. Okay, so here the use of, yeah, there is no click on button. Oh, that's a great news. Can you give that link so that I also can ask team to utilize that free certification this month? So we have good chance to at least register. This is good news. Hey Nadeep, just send me that link where team can register, and is there any offer they can utilize? This is actually, that's why teams comes into the picture. If one person get good information, so at least everyone we have to utilize. Ribbon workbench. So with the help of ribbon workbench, this is what we have connected, and contact ribbon only I just created, right? And I have added only contact metadata. Let's try to create a button. We will not try to create. Okay, let's consume that one. So suppose in one of any organization where you need to call any external API. So how to achieve that implementation? Like you need to call a API and you need to pass some input parameters that I already told. You need to pass some input parameters, and then input parameters could be Input parameters could be here PAN number, or we have seen multiple open API. They are expecting some other parameters also, but here we have created input parameter as name, candidate name, and here country also, or this is also a input parameter. And even I have seen there are some additional parameter also required. Call extr external API for civil SCOR free. So there are some open source which they are providing full name, mobile number, DOB, and PAN number in JSON format, right? So full name, mobile number, DOB, and PAN number. This is maybe for Indian customer. OTP consent. A mandatory OTP is sent to the user's mobile number, which must be submitted by API to authorize retrievals. Fetch report. So civil cost of, so here, so as of now, you can utilize anything which maybe you have any API. So suppose here they are expecting those information from as a input parameter. So you have to pass full name, mobile number, DOB, and PAN number. So maybe after getting some input parameters, you need to send one OTP also. So that implementation you have to do. But here we are not implementing actual API implementation. We are just utilizing here like how to use that parameters like CIVIL SCORE. So civil score as a output parameters here. So we are passing some same similar value, whatever a tax value here only, and we are updating that one into one field. But let's see if that is loaded or not. Okay, here in the form level, in one of the form level, we are try to create one button here. Okay, I just drag one button from here. So this button name we have to do none button dot civil score. Okay, also we are adding this level also. Civil score title and we can add some. Okay, so here we have added here, let's create one button and then add some command. Oh. Okay, just try to create one JS solution also we already created. So let's try to copy paste something. That's why our library comes into the picture. We already developed some library and we try to execute that one. Now, okay, JavaScript, contact, run library. Maybe we have created this one. So let's create a module here. This not module, the namespace. Suppose this one, let's create. This is not claim management, this is contact management. Contact, this is also CONTACT. Contact here, and let's try to button enable disable button submit. Let's try to create two buttons here. Okay, so here enable disable rule, let's return true by default. And here what to do, let's try to, okay, we'll complete this activity, but let's try to create this particular not button enable disable. This is the button CIBILSCOI. Let's upload this code, not into this solution, because this is for ribbon one. Let's utilize this solution here. Let's create a web resource. This is a JavaScript web resource. Contact ribbon library, language is English. Let's try to upload that code. Okay, Let's try to use this library for creating a role enable role for dot cibilscore add condition, add step, add custom role, inside custom role, we have to select here library maybe a contact. Do we have that library? Contact driven library. So we have to set the JavaScript function name. This is the namespace. How to call that method? Namespace dot your function name. So this is enable disable rule. What? So here this is what we are calling this one. And now how to pass the execution context here? We need to pass CRM parameters. We have to pass one primary control. So that's it. So because here we are passing one execution context. If we are passing execution context as primary control from ribbon, so it will equivalent as a form context, right? Now we have to create a action command dot cibilsc. Okay, so here enable disable rule we can add enable disable rule and even action. We will try to create add action JavaScript action library contact driven library, and then namespace name. What is the namespace name here? This is the namespace name dot function name. What is the function name? Click event. Whatever we will do, the click event. We have not written the logic, but why we are not able to contact, and then this copy paste. Right now we have to pass a CRM parameters because primary control we have passed, and now we are good. Now a command is ready. Command action we have added, and we have added enable disable rule, right? Civil score, and now we will add that action, that command in a button. Where is button? Here is button. Command is blank. Command we have added. That's it. We are good. Now we are publishing. Now you will see a button in ribbon. Within 10 to 15 minutes we have added a button. We have created a beverage source library, and now we'll try to you know execute our custom action inside a JavaScript function. So let's try to create a button, and then we'll see what happens. Now let's try to create a web API request. Request here is this one. Configuration, fetch XML. Now let's try to write a function. What could we return civil score and update into CRM? Can we do it? Can we do direct update, or we have to set it? Let's set it. Let's give a pop-up first. Okay, let's try to write here itself. Then we will see alert, alert here, civil score. Entity here is this one. So let's try to add a debugger here, and let's do the debugging also. Let's try to upload this code. Is it done? Where is our ribbon workbench? Don't do any publishing till the time this ribbon is publishing their own uploading. If we need to do some changes here in the contact ribbon library, I'm saving it. Once it will done publishing, have you learned something like what types of so have you understand like what types of interview questions we have understand here till now? Like someone asked, hey, if we need to is there any possibility can we call a custom action from JavaScript? What could be the answer? Yes, we can. We recently did this one. So we have created a custom action. Now we have written this particular JavaScript code, and we are trying to call this our custom action from JavaScript, right? So we can do that one. Okay, is there any possibility can we call a workflow or Power Automate from JavaScript? Is there any possibility? Do you have any idea? Any team members who joined? Is there any possibility can we call a Power Automate from JavaScript? Yes or no? If yes, how? What could be the trigger point? We can call a Power Automate if we have registered a Power Automate as when a HTTP request is triggered, then we can call that actually in HTTP request we will receive a that dynamic URL. So we can call or we can hit that dynamic URL with the help of JavaScript. So there are multiple questions, interview questions, and very commonly asked question, which we already covered here. Now they may ask like, can you help me how to create a button in Ribbon? So you can simply explain like, hey, to create a custom button, we need Ribbon Workbench. Either we can use XRM toolbox, or we may have other option where we can upload it with the help of Workbench. Before this XRM toolbox, there are another Ribbon Workbench tools also available, which we have utilized to customize our ribbon area. How to create a ribbon? So we will create a solution without having any other component. We have to add only metadata for that specific ribbon entity. For if you are telling this line of content, like, for make sure if you are doing any customization, you have to take a backup before doing any customization. In case if you have to restore, if your ribbon is corrupt, then you can utilize your backup solution. If you added this line, you created a very good impact on the interviewer. It means you have done that part and you have to follow that process. It means you have faced such issues while doing your ribbon customization part. Once you created your solution, then you have option to open your solution with the help of ribbon workbench. Once you open that solution, you have a option. You can see you have to create a button in the form, subgrid, or home grid. Once you decided you have to create a button in the form level, you can create a button. You can do drag and drop. You can rename that one. You can even upload a web resource for image icon. You can add that one. You can add, or you can relabel the uh, labels and alternative tags and tooltip. You have to create a enable disable that rules. So for creating that one, if you have to utilize the JavaScript, you have to create a web resource. You have to write two functions, one for enable disable, one for action. You have to write a enable disable, and you have to create a command where you need to decide a action, and then you have to add the enable disable rule, and then command you have to add into the button, and then you have to do the publish. That's it. If you told that process in this manner, it means you have finished your interview. So let's see if it is published. Let me check another one. Like, we have uploaded this one, so let's publish this one. We have less time. So, okay, let's try to reload our ribbon. Now you are able to see this button, right? Now once you click this one, so let's see what happen. Are you able to do something here or not? If not, let's try to debug this code. Maybe something went wrong. You just open this one here. Let's see if you are facing any issue. Contact with ID 0 does not exist. So are we passing some ID here? Okay, let's see what we have written here. ID. We have not received this ID. Okay, so are we try to PAN number this one, get metadata entity innovation operation. Okay, let's try to get this ID funds, then we'll see. Okay, so get record ID from. Okay, so let's upload it. So let's try to execute our code here. Is it uploaded? So here we have received this ID. Maybe we have to remove this GOID specific parenthesis. But let's see. F10. We can check with the help of system job, right? Where is the code? Here we can see the system job. System job is running. Anything that we can capture here? Okay, let's try to change. Okay, copy this code and try to utilize this code, and we'll see from here to here. Phones. I have changed that method web API and will debug further if needed. Publish it. Okay, let's try to use let's do hard refresh. You are able to hear me. Open. Are we getting any error? No. That's what. Now your debugging skills comes into the picture. Contact. Where is contact driven library? CONTA contact driven library. Now you're debugging. It is running like this. What happened? Where is our debugger? This is the developer pane. Okay, so here we have done hard refresh. Now try to open our code, recontact, rerun. Why it is running so slow? Is there any issue related to the internet? What happened? Not enough memory to open this page. Okay. Okay. Now it came here after a long time. ID came. Parameters are good. Request here is okay. This is synchronous request. So let's see. Status is 4. What is the response here? Bad request. Error in query syntax. Okay. So let's try to, now we have like there are something went wrong while we are, executing this particular request, or maybe issue with this particular civil score, this particular custom action, right? We try to add some more here tracing and then we'll try to execute it. Okay, but it should execute here in this particular one. Something went wrong here. So now we are over the time. We'll try to connect tomorrow and we'll try to continue from here. Okay, whatever we did, try to execute it and then we'll see how you can achieve that one. Okay, have a great day. Thank you everyone.